Your dog suddenly collapses. Do you know what to do? In this edition of Veterinary Secrets, I'm going to be showing you the updated pet CPR guidelines. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you've yet to do so, click here to subscribe, and then when you click the link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book. Pet CPR, most of us hopefully will never have to use this on our animals, but you should know how to use it. Secondarily, you should know what's new and changed and updated in CPR advice. First thing you do, you come up, you see that your dog's lying on the ground. You might just sort of stamp your feet. Does Bippy respond? Bippy? Clap your hands. Bippy, do you hear me? She does respond. They're still lying there, not moving, responsive. You can sometimes even just pinch in between their toes. Does he or she feel that? You do, Bippy. You're checking to see if they're responsive. Check to see if they're breathing. I mean, do you see her, put your hand on her chest. Do you see her chest rise and fall? Put your hand in front of her nose. Do you feel respirations coming in and out? Put your ear right against your dog's nose. Can you feel breath sounds or not? The last part of assessing is checking circulation. Does your dog, he or she, have a pulse? Put your hand up against the left side of your dog's chest. Can you feel the heart beating? Bippy's got a heartbeat. Put your hand on the inside of your dog's femur, the inside of the thigh, and see if you can actually feel a thing called the femoral pulse. I'll use my middle 3 fingers, I rub them right up against the center, the inside part of the thigh, and I can feel a strong, regular pulse. The third way to check on the heart rate, you want to put your ear right up against your dog's chest and see if you can actually hear the heart beating. Once again, good news, Bippy has a heartbeat. You, Bippy, are alive and kicking. She failed on all those tests. She doesn't have, her heart's not beating. She is not breathing. Then we need to be going into the steps in CPR. Next part of pet CPR, first thing we're going to be doing is 2 rescue breaths. We want to see that if we blow on Bippy's nose, we're going to be able to see her chest rise. Then we know that she's got an open or called a patent airway. So that means we're lying her on her right side. I'm putting my hand over top of her muzzle, and I'm blowing into her nose, and we're going to see if we see her chest rise. So 2 rescue breaths. We see your dog or cat's chest rise, great news. We know that they have an open or patent airway. Then we're going to proceed to the next step, and that's chest compressions. First part of chest compressions is we're lying your dog, him or her, on their right side with their neck up and extended. Next part, we're going to interlock our hands. We're going to put our right hand interlocked over top of our left hand, so we can really lean down onto those palms and get really good compression. We need to be compressing the chest substantially. It would be a 1/2 inch for a small dog, to 1 inch for a medium dog, about Bippy size, up to 1.5 inches for a large dog. That's compressing in anywhere between 1/3 to 1/2 the thickness of the chest wall. You need to do substantial compression so you can compress that chest wall, which is then going to compress that heart and get that blood moving again, and potentially, getting your dog's heart from no longer being arrested to start to be beating again. A big thing about the chest compressions is, first of all, locating the heart correctly. It's somewhere just under the left armpit, between the 3rd to the 6th rib spaces. We're just going to put our palm right up from the base of the chest on the way up. Right here, as you can see how I've got it positioned on top of our sample dog. The next thing is we need to be putting quite rapidly timed chest compression. So we're compressing that chest somewhere between 100 to 120 beats a minute. So about 2 compressions every second. Pretty much that equates to a standard kind of fast disco song. The example often given is going to that same rhythm of Staying Alive. I've got a disco song here, and you can see me compressing our sample dog's chest at that rate. We've got 2 compressions every second. So and after 30 of those compressions, after 15 seconds, we're going to go ahead and do 2 rescue breaths. You're going to keep that rate up. So you're doing, that good cardiac chest compressions, to a second. Every 30 compressions, you're gonna do 2 rescue breaths. And at the same time, hopefully someone else is around. Ideally, you're doing this in the car while you've got a friend driving your dog to the veterinarian. You're gonna stop after 2 minutes. You're gonna assess once again to feel if your dog has a pulse, if they have a heartbeat. At the same time, hopefully see them breathing on their own again. Couple other big points to focus on. First of all, put more of your energy into chest compressions, and now that's what they're encouraging people to do. Because what they're finding, it's more important you get compressions on that heart, getting the blood circulating again. And just by putting pressure on the chest, compressing the chest, you're also actually drawing some air into it. Practice this at home. Learn how to be comfortable with providing basic CPR. At the very least, learn how to gauge where is your dog or cat's pulse, find a pulse. Check to be able to see if they're breathing or not. Learn how to just do the basics of providing a basic rescue breath. Get yourself a stuffed dog or cat, a stuffed animal. Learn how to interlock your palms, put pressure on those palms, doing chest compressions. It's the fairly simple thing to want to learn how to do. And the last thing you want to be doing is bringing up YouTube, trying to watch a YouTube video. Oh, now how do I do CPR? You need to know how to act quickly, accurately, effectively, if you are going to be able to help your dog who's just collapsed and requires CPR. Thanks so much for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets on updated pet CPR guidelines. If you've yet to do so, click here to subscribe, and then when you click the link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book.